Hey house guests, welcome to today's Big Brother 19 updates and spoilers. Our house guest of the day is Bonnie Perkins. Yay! Hey Bonnie, what's up? Hope you're having a great day and thank you so much for your support. And if you guys want to be house guest of the day like Bonnie, check out our Patreon link in the info box below. Or you could send us some snail mail because we love that too, and that's actually what Bonnie did. So woo! Address is also in the info box below. We love getting mail. So yesterday, nobody else sends me mail, but no. So yesterday, Big Brother was playing all sorts of sound effects all over the loudspeakers. We got a baby crying. We got dogs barking. So I'm assuming this is for an upcoming HOH competition, but how funny would it be if it wasn't? What if it was just like to mess with them and then the HOH had nothing to do with this and they never mentioned this ever again? That would be so funny. You know what HOH comp I would actually love to see, and it would totally fit with this season's theme? On Big Brother Canada last season, they did that like mental endurance comp where they were standing in front of the buzzers and they had to just wait for the signal to pop up for them to hit the buzzer, or it was like another buzzer going off. And then they had like temptations throughout the competition to kind of pull people away from their podiums. That would be so sick, and it would totally fit with the temptation theme. Just throwing that out there. But anyway, yesterday, Jason told Paul that Kevin shook hands with Cody earlier in the day, and that Kevin was trying to make a deal to ensure the group's safety if Cody wins the HOH. So that deal, Kevin was hoping would include himself, Paul, Alex, and Jason. So Paul was talking to Kevin in the money bedroom. Kevin got called into the principal's office, and he was just like, what's all this I've been hearing about you talking to Cody? You making deals? What's going on? And Kevin's like, wait, what? Nothing's going on. I'm not making deals. We weren't even talking about a game. Kevin, be careful. So he says that Cody was just asking if there was any chance for Jess to stay. I think he was actually referring to an earlier conversation. I don't know if he was talking about the same one. But Kevin told him no way. She's going this week, unfortunately. And Kevin said if Cody wins HOH, he's going to be putting up Matt and Mark. And Paul's like, yeah, maybe, but then I'll probably be the replacement nominee if somebody comes down. And Kevin's like, no, he gave me his word. He shook my hand. And he says that Cody is definitely going after the showmances. So then Paul says, all right, fine, but what if he loses? What then? And Kevin says, then we run the show. You know, we can take him out. We can do whatever we want. So Paul's like, all right, I guess I'm okay with those answers for now. So he says, just be careful because, I just spit everywhere, other people might be sketched out by you talking to Cody. So, you know, chill with that. So then they're talking about Kevin's birthday plans because yesterday was his birthday. Woo! Happy birthday, Kevin! So he was like, yeah, I want a family dinner. Raven's making spaghetti and meatballs, and we're going to have garlic bread. And then there's going to be angel food cake, his favorite. And Kevin is going to be assigning everybody nicknames. He's already referring to the whole group right now as the Dirty Dozen. So I'm excited for him to hand out these nicknames. All right, so then Kevin, Cody, and Jess were chatting in the backyard. So much for staying away from Cody. But Kevin invites them to the spaghetti dinner. He says everybody's going to be there. And Cody's like, I think we're just going to stay out here and, you know, do our own dinner in the backyard. He's saying it could be the last night that the backyard's open while Jess is here. So they want to take advantage of that. Also, he did not say this, but he wanted to say, and we hate all those other people's ass faces. So Cody says that they will go inside for a slice of cake. Alright, so then a few minutes later, Cody is talking about what he's going to do after Jess is gone. So he's like, yeah, I'm going to be on a completely different schedule than everyone else. I'll just sleep in the have-not room because it's nice and secluded. I'm going to go to bed at 10 p.m. the first second they're allowed to. He's going to wake up super early so he doesn't have to deal with people. And then he says, you're going to see something really unprecedented if I win HOH. What does that mean? I want to find out. So, again, he's telling Kevin he's going to go after the showmances, and he says, you know what? Paul has never actually gone back on a deal that I've made with him. We've just kind of been going at each other, and it's gotten nasty. So he's saying, like, I'm not going for Paul. So you can go and tell him that. So he's like, no, I want to take out the people who have betrayed me, meaning the showmances. So Kevin reports back to Paul in the money bedroom, and he's like, yeah, Cody said that you never went back on a deal with him. He's not coming after you. And he keeps vouching for Cody. He's like, honestly, I believe him. I don't think he's lying. He's going to go after the showmances like he said. So Paul's like, all right, well, Kevin, you can be my eyes and ears with Cody. Oh, thanks, boss. Okay. And he's like, yeah, I think it's a good backup plan, but don't forget, if we get the chance, we need to get rid of him. So Kevin's like, yeah, of course. Okay, so then there were some more sound effects. There was a jackhammer noise at 4:32 p.m. Keep it up there. You got babies, you got dogs, you got jackhammer. And then Christmas and Josh were chatting in the HOH room, and they're talking about how they're getting really sick of Elena's reasons for why she should be there and why she needs to stick around. She keeps saying, like, she left her job and she doesn't have an apartment to go back to, but they're saying everyone gave up stuff to play. And let's be real, Elena's got a lot of connections in the radio world. Like, she's gonna get another job. She's gonna be fine. So then they're saying she makes everything about herself, and they were talking about how Elena's been telling them that she has like 30,000 followers on Instagram. And then Christmas is all, Josh, have I ever told you how many followers I have? Oh my God, if this isn't a Frankie Grande moment. So Christmas tells Josh that she has 1.2 million followers collectively, you know, with all of her social media combined. And Josh literally falls out of his chair. Like, he falls backwards onto the floor. It was actually really funny. So he's just like, oh my God, that's so cool. Ah. Okay, so then after they got that out of the way, talked about social media a bit, there was some game chat. They think at this point it is best to get rid of Jess this week. They want to split up the power couple, try to weaken Cody as much as possible, and then they can go after Elena after that. Just when I thought it would be getting exciting. So then Paul joins them, and he's like, hey, Elena is super freaking paranoid this week. So he says that he's been trying to convince her that she's not on anyone's agenda so that she'll stay calm. So he's saying as long as she feels safe, she's not going to react, she's not going to blow up, she'll stay dormant if she feels that she's in the loop. Is she a freaking volcano now? Okay, so then guess who came up to use the bathroom? Elena, just as they were talking about her. Ah! Alright, so then they start talking about her again after she leaves, and Paul's like, if we freak her out now, there's a good chance that she's going to go back to Cody, so, like, we need to chill with that. Which is funny, because that's, like, exactly why Josh was saying that he wanted to get rid of her earlier in the week, because he feels like Elena's just going to keep going back and forth, and they can't trust her. So anyway, Christmas is like, what's going on with Mark and Elena? Are they together or what? And Paul says, it's all bullshit. They're still gaming together. That's why they're always so tired during the day, because they're staying up late and, like, rekindling things while everyone's asleep. And Christmas confirms, yeah, she walked in on Mark and Elena one night, either, like, making out or talking game or something. She wasn't sure exactly what was going on, but they're still definitely working together in some capacity. So then they're all saying that they would get rid of Elena this week if they didn't have to split up Jess and Cody first. I guess you gotta take care of that. So they're getting really annoyed during this conversation because Raven keeps screaming from downstairs, "There's Ray! Get your asses down here! What the F?" Ah! So they're really sick of her, like, abrasiveness and rudeness. It's wearing people thin right now. So everybody goes downstairs for Kevin's birthday dinner, except for Jess and Cody. They were in the hammock, and I gotta say, that was pretty messed up, because Kevin is one of the few people that's being cool with them right now, and they couldn't just sit there for Kevin's birthday dinner and just, you know, they didn't have to talk to people. They could have just been quiet and, like, been nice to Kevin. I don't know. Even Elena was sitting there, and she's a freaking have-not. She's surrounded by all this food. So yeah, that was kind of messed up. But anyway, they go around the table. Everybody says something nice about Kevin. And then Kevin's like, oh, thanks to the terrific 10. It was the dirty dozen, but Jess and Cody weren't there, so now it's just the terrific 10. So they all raise a glass to Kevin, cheers, and then Elena says grace, and then everybody eats except for Elena, because she's a have-not. Oh. Alright, so then, as they're eating, it's time for Kevin to hand out the nicknames. Okay, so I think he had a lot of other nicknames in mind that would have been funnier, but then he was like, oh, I can't say that because that's going to hurt their feelings or whatever. So, all right, let's go through them really quickly. Matt's nickname is the Professor. I would have called him Shirt or Towel. Then Raven is the Dancing Machine. Alex is Terminator X. I'm surprised he didn't just call her Tiger, because that's what he usually calls her. But I guess this is like a special nickname for the Terrific 10. Jason, my love. Elena, Cover Girl. Like, I think Elena he wanted to call Drama Queen or something, but then I think it was Christmas who told him you probably shouldn't call her that. Mark, Arnold Jr. I think his earlier nickname for her was the Incredible Sulk, which is actually really funny because people have been calling him outside of the house too. So it's funny that Kevin also landed on that. Josh, his first thought was J-O for jerk off, but then he changed it to Miami Sound Machine. Paul is Zombie, Christmas, Wonder Woman, and then Cody and Jess, he wanted to call the old kids on the block because they've been up on the block so much. Oh, and they're from Boston. Okay, so this would have been a perfect opportunity for everybody to get together and give Kevin a nickname, but they didn't. What? So leave your suggestions for Kevin's nickname in the comments. I think that'll be really fun. All right, so then there were more sound effects last night. There was this like drum solo, whiplash style, and a cymbal crash at 6:31 p.m., followed shortly after by a lawnmower at 6:35, and then at 7, it was time for the birthday cake. So Raven put a heart on the cake with icing. She made some sort of like cream cheese frosting. I think Christmas made like a peach topping or something, and then everybody sang happy birthday. The feeds were blocked, which I don't get because that's not a copyrighted song anymore, but okay. I think Cody was there for this, but I'm not totally sure. I know for a fact Jess was in the diary room, but they did go ahead and wish him a happy birthday on their own after. And then after that, it was a pretty slow night. Not a ton of game talk going on until later in the evening. I guess it was around 12:10, I want to say. Paul and Kevin started chatting in the hammock, and Paul was like, I'm just so exhausted, like physically, mentally, emotionally. He feels like things are really stacked against him. And he has been playing this game really, really hard, and he's had to just because he's the only vet this season. But Kevin is telling him, take a deep breath and relax. And then Paul is talking about how he feels like even if he makes it to the final 2, he's not going to be able to win. The best he can do is second place. He doesn't think he's going to be able to get the votes because he's the only vet, and they're just going to give it to the newbie. But, guys, this is all part of Paul's plan. He's trying to say all this shit so that people will bring him to the final 2. He was talking about it in one of his monologues a few days ago. So he is enacting the next part of his plan. So then Josh comes outside, and Kevin and Paul are both asking him, hey, what have you and Christmas been talking about so much lately? Because they have been off on their own quite a bit. So Paul is telling Josh, I heard that Christmas has been saying that I've been trying to protect Elena. What's going on there? So Paul says he doesn't give an F about Elena. It's debatable. But he just wants Jess out this week. You know, that's what that's all about. And he's been talking to Elena a lot to try and do damage control with her so that she doesn't freak out and ruin her own game. So then Josh is like listing his grievances about Elena, but he made a little note that like Paul brought that up. So then this morning, Christmas is doing some monologue in the Apple Lounge. She's like doing some motivational speaking for the live feedsters, giving everybody dating tips and stuff. Okay, and then Josh comes in and joins her, and he's like, so I talked to Paul last night, and Paul brought up that you've been saying he's trying to protect Elena. So he says, I don't know who told him that. Kevin was also out there, so maybe he said something. And Christmas is like, I don't remember ever telling Kevin that. So I don't know how that got back to him. And Josh is like, it's fine. Just drop it. You know, don't say it anymore. We'll just let it go. Because he doesn't want any stuff to be stirred up about Elena. Because he's saying he wants Jess to go now. He's really upset that Jess and Cody did not go to Kevin's birthday dinner. I mean, there's other reasons too, but he didn't like that. So then he's telling Christmas, we need to be nice to Elena so that she doesn't freak out. Alright, so then Josh tells Christmas that he was talking to Paul last night in the HOH room as well because Paul slept up there. And he's saying that Paul was feeling really down and talking about how he can't win this game because he's the only vet. So it was, again, a similar conversation to the one he had with Kevin. So he's really getting that ball rolling like, I'm never going to win. Take me to Final 2. You beat me. So Christmas is like, Nicole won last season and she was a vet. Remember? Yeah. All right. Meanwhile, Cody and Jason were outside putting the awnings down in the backyard, and Cody says if the next HOH is endurance, he's winning. Which is another reason why I'd like to see the mental one with the buttons, because I just feel like Cody would be really entertaining to watch, because he would just be like the whole time. So then Cody asked Jason, hey, you think you could maybe throw your vote towards Raven this week? Kind of make her squirm a little bit? And he says, if you do that, you know, we'll be all even for me keeping you safe in week 1. So Cody's telling Jason, I just don't want it to be a lopsided vote for Jess. And it sounded like Jason said, okay, done. Like he's going to go through with it. But I don't know if he's going to do that. So then later, Jess and Cody were on the hammock together. And Jess is asking Cody, hey, do you think you could talk to Kevin for me and ask him if maybe he would just like vote out Raven this week? Because she's saying that Kevin told her that he's not going to vote her out, so maybe he'll throw his vote towards Raven. And Cody's like, funny you should mention that, because earlier I was talking to Jason about that very thing. So he tells her about it, and he says that Jason said, yeah, he'll do it. And he tells Jess he was also going to ask Mark and Kevin to do the same, and it was going to be this big surprise for Jess that there were going to be all these votes against Raven, because they really want to see Raven squirm on Thursday. You know, they know that Jess would still be going home. It would still be a 4-4 vote, and they assume that Josh would vote Jess out. But at least they would get to have some fun with it. So Jess is just like, oh my god. She starts making out with Cody. She's like, that's so amazing. I love you. So she really wants to see Raven's face when her security blanket is ripped off on Thursday. So at the same time, Jess is like, I don't want it to be a tie because then Josh is going to get to have the last say, and she does not want to give him that satisfaction. All right, so then Jason tells Alex about Cody's proposition, you know, the toss the vote to Raven thing. And Jason's like, maybe I should actually do it. You know, this could keep our group safe if Cody wins the HOH, because we're doing what he wants, and maybe it'll be a sign of good faith here. So Jason is also saying it would be funny because Raven would poo in her freaking pants. You know, she's expecting probably to get 1 or 0 votes, and if she gets more than that, she's going to freak out. So Jason, at the same time, is kind of nervous that Cody is going to ask everyone to do this, and then Raven's going to actually go home instead of Jess. So Alex is like, let's see what Paul thinks. Ah! Can we get a tally of Alex all the times she said, let's see what Paul says? So other than that, today there's been a lot of talk about everybody's businesses outside of the house. The house guest got the Snapchat glasses, and we are 2 days away from eviction. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Hopefully something exciting will happen today or tomorrow that we can talk about. And until then, much love.